Hi everyone, back at Brookwood, back at Lock 15. You'll remember from one of my previous videos that I said I was going to walk from Lock 15 to Deepcut. So here we are, just about to embark, and I'll let you know what's happened since I was here 50 years ago. See, since I was here 50 years ago, is in this little flash here, there used to be a great big steel barge, and I guess it's just rotted away over the years. And just over there used to be a steel railway bridge that took the Bisley Bullet off the main line and into Bisley Camp, and that's obviously been dismantled, maybe for safety reasons. A bit of a shame, but hey ho, let's see what else has changed. So there you can see where the train bridge used to be. And to walk along this little bit of the path, just like the bit that goes through Brookwood. Quite impressed with the towpath, the quality of the path. Nice, easy to walk on. And there's plenty of water in the canal. Although some fishermen back there just said it's not really very good. So maybe as we get further up, we'll see some differences. Many years ago, when the barges used to come along here, this area on the right was a dump, and that's where, I don't know, waste maybe coming out of London would get dumped. Barges would just pull along and heave it over the side. So on the other side of the canal there was a massive great big dump, stretched all the way up towards that lock in the distance. And when there was a big craze of digging for bottles in the 70s, it used to be full of people out there with their forks and spades looking for Victorian rubbish, coming up with bottles, pot lids, sometimes bits of china, all sorts of things people used to collect. And then you come along here on a weekend, on a nice day like today, but it's not too hot, and there could be dozens of people in there digging away looking for bottles. Now coming up to Lock 16. The water levels are still pretty good along here. Beautiful stretch of the canal. See what we got down in the lock. Well, there's a fair bit of water there. And look the other side of the lock, there's a fair bit of water there. So, not too sure why the fisherman said it's almost dry, but maybe we'll find out when we get a bit further up here. So as I said, I'm going from Brookwood to Deepcut. See how it's changed. It's an area I used to know really well as a kid. It'd be interesting to see what's happened over the last many years. Here we are, coming up to what I think is called Cowshot Bridge. Indeed, there's a sign up there. And it is Cowshot Bridge. Now, this used to be a road that was used by traffic when I was a kid. You see how tiny the bridge is and the little tunnel there. But traffic used to come through here, over the bridge and up towards the army barracks, which is a few hundred yards through that little path. But the road was passable by traffic, and it doesn't even look like you could barely walk through there now. Let's look back towards Brookwood. And there we are, Lock 17. Lovely sight that. They've done well doing up this canal. The other side of the road there used to be a little golf course called Gull Farm. that's no longer there either. So let's have a little look in this lock, see what we got here. A little bit of water, not a lot, a little bit. And it looks like the canal is perhaps getting a little bit drier, shallow here, but we'll see how it is as we progress. Another lock just up there, a few ducks, lots of yellow wagtail, grey wagtails around. I've seen quite a few along here, one just buzzing around on the banks there. I don't know if you can see that. So the water is quite shallow here, but it's not putting off the ducks. Hope you can see them. Plenty of mallards along this little bit, and there's another lock up there, but yeah, it's quite shallow here now. I think it's only an inch or two deep now. Coming up to lock, what will this be, lock 18? Yeah, very, very shallow water here. We won't get any boats through here. It's all better than it used to be when it was full of pushchairs and prams and bicycle frames. Very shallow in there as well, but looks a little bit better the other side. So to the right here, probably a couple of 100 yards at the most, we've got Purbright Guards Depot. Used to be an awful lot of army people live here. I don't know, cutbacks and things, whether there is any army now. But around about here there used to be a parade ground, so if you walked along here you could often hear them screaming and shouting at the troops, and you could hear the bagpipers practising along here. They used to send them onto the canal bank to practice. It looks a bit deeper here, but whether it is or not I don't know. But it's certainly a much better walk than it used to be, and it's much easier on the eye. It's lovely. So let's keep going and see what else we come across. So I've just passed several locks together and I'm at lock 21 now, and the canal is really getting back to how it used to be years ago. When I lived here many moons ago, this is what the canal was like. Just a little trickle down the middle. But surprisingly, when it did fill up in the autumn with a bit of rainfall, there were plenty of fish in there. So I've got no idea where the fish go now. I guess they perhaps find a deep little patch in a corner of a lock or something and sit it out. I don't know. But it's certainly more familiar from what I used to remember anyway, what I used to know rather. We're coming round to another lock. I didn't realise there were so many locks along here. Certainly plenty of people around. I mean, there's loads of cyclists and joggers along here, and who can blame them? What a lovely place to come for a run or a cycle ride. Beautiful. Plenty of dragonflies. Come to another lock, and this one really is pretty dry. Look down, you can see the brick bottom. It's obviously been done up fairly recently, or been done up at some point. And there's plenty of fish. I don't suppose you'll be able to see them, but the water can't be more than 6 inches deep, and it is teeming with shoals of roach down there. And perch, loads of little perch. Absolutely stacks of them. And then the other side, things are looking a little bit more normal. Plenty of water here. If we just open these lock gates, let a bit of water out, but I guess they don't really want it. They want to hold it up here for some reason. There's a lot of weed in there. It looks nice. Looks very nice. I remember this kind of wharf bit here. This was here when I was a kid, and it's where the supplies would have been unloaded for the army depot. I don't know what that says or what it means there. Brigade 19 of 42 Guards. Brigade, looks like this, Brigade of Guards, 1942. '19 of 42, that's what old people used to say the date was when I was a kid. Got some more locks here. I think we're more or less at the end of the guards depot now. We'll probably come to another road. If I remember rightly, there were a few houses along here somewhere pretty soon. Wonder if they're still there. We'll find out in a few moments. Just come through a few bits of very, very shallow water. There's an old barge there, look. That's been there a while. He's not coming back to collect it. But yeah, the fishermen were right. Once you get past a couple of locks out of Brookwood, there's no water, and apparently it's a deliberate ploy, because they said that if you've got a boat and you're licensed on there, that they were told that they wouldn't be able to get past lock 15 in Brookwood. So maybe it's not enough water and they can't afford to let water go. Well, I know we've got a drought at the moment, but you know, this apparently it's been like that for a couple of years, so it's a lovely walk, real lovely walk. It's a great path. You could come along here in the winter for a walk, come along here in the autumn, it's coming up soon. Really have a nice walk with all these trees. It'd be a stunning place to come on a nice autumn day. Somewhere just up here, before we get into the Deepcut, of which Deepcut is named after, there used to be two very big houses. Again, funny place to build a big house. You know, the driveway goes across about a mile of wilderness common land from Tunnel Hill. I went to a party there when I was a young kid because a friend of mine went to a posh school and one of the kids from one of these big houses went to the same school. But can't quite remember how you get over the railway to the house, because the driveway starts about a mile in that direction and you've got the railway in between the house and the front gate. Another lock there with not much water in, and we're next to one of the big houses, but I don't remember that little cottage being there. And I've come across here many times, and I don't remember that cottage being there. How weird is that? Must be a lockkeeper's cottage of some sort, I guess. Don't know, maybe it was a tea house or something. I don't remember it though, but I do remember this big house on the side here. That's where I went with a friend many years ago. And here's a sign to tell you all about it. So you can pause the video and have a good read of that. The public footpath goes in there. Cycle track. There's a barge there somebody keeps covered over. Plenty more cyclists, and I think this is the Deepcut, of which Deepcut is named after. And you can't really go any further. Well, I can't go any further really here. There's a road up there, and that might be another walk to do one day through Frimley, Mitchett, and on towards the Basingstoke direction. So I'm going to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. It'd be nice if you could give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.